What's going on, you guys? So this is gonna be a quick little weird one, but I'm sure most of you already know this, but a while ago, like probably 2 years ago or more, I did a story called my jail story, which is, one of my more popular stories, which is basically I just tell the story about, how I went to jail, really the only time I went to jail. But I just basically told you guys what happened, the little bit of things that happened while I was there, and so on and so forth. But since then, I've been on YouTube for a while now, and I've watched other YouTubers tell their versions of how they went to jail. But what I don't really see a lot of is people telling what happens after you get out of jail. So in this video, I will be detailing what happens after your black ass gets out of jail. So for those of you who don't already know this, I live in America, alright? So America is what we would call a very capitalist society. If it doesn't involve money, America probably isn't fucking with it. Case in point for any of my international viewers out there. So right here we have a $50 bill. So if any of you guys don't know, this is American currency, man. It's basically just a piece of fucking paper that we use around here. But on the back of all the currency here in America, it reads, "In God we trust. In God we trust. Gold, oil, drugs." Gold, money, oil, money, and America's favorite, drug money.
Oh, it's good.
So anyways, I say all that to basically say that our jail systems, the way they're set up, is set up so that if you have money, you can basically buy your freedom. If you don't, then you have to basically wait the time for the court to decide whether or not you're free or not. If you guys recall back to my jail story, I believe I said I got what was called an OR bond. Correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a fucking long ass time since I went to jail, but I got what I believe was called an OR bond, which is basically, when I went to jail I was 17. That was my first offense, I guess you could say. It was my first time in jail, first time, in any type of detentional center. So I never got in trouble with the law before then. So basically the judge seen my case and basically gave me what was called an OR bond, which essentially bonded me out in a way. I don't really know how that works. Anyways, I was free, bitch. But of course, it doesn't end there. So after, I walked out of jail, I literally had to do a handful of things just to A, make sure I didn't, get on probation, or B, which is, the worst case scenario, get thrown back in jail. So one of the things you have to do when you get out of jail is this thing called community service. Now, when I was told I had to do community service by my lawyer, I didn't think it was that bad until you actually start doing it and you realize how much of like almost slick slavery this is. Like, you have to understand, if you're one of those people who sign up for community service on your own because you just want to help people, that's different. But when you're like being punished to do like community service, like it begins to feel like slavery because you ain't getting paid for none of this shit. Like, the fuck is this shit about? I went to community service at an animal shelter, which basically, I cleaned dog shit, which was, bad. And, occasionally they put me inside where I cleaned cat shit, which was almost worse because, I'll never forget, there was a cat there that was fucking mean as shit. And then they have the nerve to like tell us, like these newcomers, to deal with this cat. Like, this bitch was like, yeah, be careful with that cat. He just got out of surgery like 8 hours ago, so he's a little fucking grumpy. And this fucking cat's in the cage like growling and stomping his feet. I'm like, bitch, I'm not opening that shit. Hold on, nigga, alright? Listen to me right now. I wasn't scared of no fucking cat, alright? DB ain't never been scared of no fucking feline in my life. When I said the cat was kind of scary, I wasn't speaking on inward feelings. I was speaking on my outward perspective, my nigga. Like, why would you even ask people to do that who's not like trained for stuff like that? Like, this cat is obviously pissed off. But on a side note, for real, that cat was kind of fucking scary. Anyway, so the animal shelter was, for the most part, it sucked, but I got through it. Once again, like I said, it felt like slavery after a while. Like the first day or two I was there, it was okay. And then after a while, like you start doing so much fucking work. Like I said, slavery. To the point where it's just like, you motherfuckers must be glad when motherfuckers break the law. Because these motherfuckers will just have you, go there and start like laying tiles and shit. Like, this shit's fucking crazy. I kid you not, man. While I was there, for whatever reason, after they had us like start like painting walls and shit. Now mind you, once again, this is a fucking animal shelter. We should be there helping the animals. Like, bitch, I signed up to do community service at an animal shelter. Like, why y'all got me doing fucking drywalling? Like, bitch, I ain't no contractor. At one point in time when I was there, on my little lunch break I had, I went outside and literally seen other niggas out there planting fucking plants. These motherfuckers had niggas gardening for them.
Oh my God!
But believe it or not, that's not even the craziest part about this story. So after I got out of jail, they basically had this thing where I had to take a drug test. Now, you know, I was kind of shocked that they did this, being the fact that, you know, we're talking about being charged with $5 worth of marijuana in someone else's pocket, right? So going to jail for that already sucks, but the fact that they make you then take a drug test, which by the way, drug tests cost money, which is why this ties into America's all about money. You know, I take this first drug test, which once again, I easily pass because I don't smoke weed. So when I passed this drug test, I thought I was fucking done. Like, I thought I was done with the courts, I thought I was done with my lawyer, but no. After that, my lawyer then told me I had to take 2 more drug tests. 2! All right, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. So a kid that is 17 years old on his first offense gets charged with less than an ounce of marijuana, which it was actually $5 worth of marijuana, but they didn't put that on the report. Instead of just like letting someone walk for $5, like I said, it's crazy. Like I don't, the fact that people even go to jail for marijuana is just, it's ridiculous. But when you then flip it to the fact that it was a 17-year-old who didn't even have it on him, he just was in the passenger seat, but it's like, well, fuck it, you know, let's send them all to jail, let's fuck up all the records at the same damn time. Who gives a fuck? I gave a fuck. And to make it even worse, man, the more drug tests they made you take, the more expensive it got. Like, it was I'm telling you guys right now, everything in America is about money. If you think it's not, you are fucking delusional. The first drug test I took, I believe, was between $20 to $50, somewhere in that range. The second drug test I had to take, first of all, was way more expensive. Second of all, you know, along with this drug test, I had to go see a drug counselor. Like, yes, nigga. And the drug counselor's job was basically to determine whether or not I was a crackhead or not.
Bruh.
Why? And then lastly, after that, my last and final drug test, I had to go to the courthouse and basically piss in front of the security guard. Like I said, man, the shit was fucking ridiculous.